The Marsh Boys podcast is brought to you by
Papa Earl's, Cajun seasoning at its best. Use it on chicken, beef, fish, vegetables, Bloody Marys, and everything in between. Check out their fish fry for that perfect golden crispiness and that great Cajun flavor.
and Top Down Decoys, the most affordable silhouette decoy on the market. Their horizontal and vertical styles are both a perfect fit for adding numbers to your snow, speck, and Canada spread.
You can check out all of our great sponsors through the link in any of our social media bios. Thank you, and we hope you enjoyed today's episode.
Hey, take it!
What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the Marsh Boys podcast. As usual, I'm Brian.
I'm Brian.
No, I'm Ryan.
Okay. I'm Brian. And this is Riley.
I'm Riley.
And we are joined today by good friend of the podcast, Riley from Henlope and Waterfowl.
What's going on, guys?
Ryan's sweating out of his ears.
I am.
Oh, I feel you on that, dude. It's been hot the last couple of days.
Hot
Oh.
in here.
Did you guys get that bad storm come through last night?
It hit this morning for like 20 minutes, and that was about it.
Really?
Yeah.
We got whacked around 7 last
Yeah,
night.
about 7, 8 o'clock it
Yeah.
started.
We sat outside and watched. One of the
No,
cats
we've-
almost blew away.
It's been like, I want to say it's been borderline a drought down here. Besides the storm we had this morning, it hasn't rained here for 3 weeks, and before that, it hadn't rained for another 2 weeks. So we've only really had two 30-minute storms in the last month and a half.
Yeah. That's what they're saying. We're heading into a moderate drought.
Yeah,
Already, which is wild. Usually that's like an August problem, not
well,
a June and July problem.
2 years ago, I think it started in June and went all the way to September was our drought. That was bad. That was real. That's what made me sold on my cows.
Really?
Because in a drought, hay prices double, if not, I think that year they tripled.
Yeah.
Shitty round bales were going for $120 a bale, and I was feeding 3 or 4 a week.
Jeez.
Yeah. But on a lighter note, we came and spent the Saturday this weekend down with you guys, with you,
Yep.
Nate, your woman, your little boy, and all your friends. And
Yeah, it was a great time.
we did have a blast.
Yeah. It really was a lot of fun. It was a lot of like the stuff we do up here, except with less mud and cleaner water.
Wow. Yeah. I sunk through the back pond a couple times.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
at least the mud's out on the front part, like
Yeah.
it is with us.
That's very true.
But it was a lot of fun. He took us fishing, and he got me on my first flounder of the year. That was nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun. I mean, I didn't have high hopes, but I knew if I could play the tide right, that it could be something good. And thankfully, we were in the right spot at the right time. And unfortunately, didn't get any keepers. We were close, but at least we got on some
Half-inch.
fish.
So, to anybody listening, I have a good invention idea for you.
Mm.
It's called a flounder stretcher. If you can figure out how to
geez.
stretch a flounder a half an inch more for me, I'll pay whatever you ask.
Who's that dude from Futurama? Who's the main dude? Fry?
Fry?
It'd be like that meme with Fry in it. It's turn your head and tap your card.
Yeah, give me my money. Or here's my money.
No, it was a great time. We don't really do that a whole lot around here. That's what, the second and third flounder you've ever caught? Well, we caught a lot more that day, but
I've never seen a skate before in real life either, or a spot, I don't think.
no, you've seen spots.
Think so?
Yeah, we get them up in the Delaware. But,
Yeah, we don't like them skate, but they're here, unfortunately.
Catching them once, that was fun. That
They
thing,
were cool to see.
It was a pretty fun fight for how small of a fish it really was.
Yeah.
I will say we all got pretty excited when we first saw it flash itself. For that.
Oh, dude, it looked like a decent-sized flounder.
It looked like
That's
a
what I thought it was.
big
And
flounder.
I saw the tail, and I was like, nope, that's a skate.
Yeah, unfortunately. But now you caught a little flounder and some little tiny oyster croakers.
Yeah.
Nate caught 1 or 2 flounder.
He caught one. He
One.
caught the first one
Yep.
of the day.
He caught the first one, and Ryan caught 2. I don't know, like I said, that's something that we don't really get into. And even catching shorts, it's great. It's a great time for us regardless. Like, yeah, I think to anybody out there, keeping something would have been, the absolute goal. But, you have fun.
It's crazy how much meat's on them for how flat they are, too. It's insane.
So do you go out and flounder fish often when the season's in, or just kind of when you can?
Like I told you guys, this is really my first time getting back into fishing in over 10 years. So I'm trying to figure it out just as much as anybody that's new to fishing is. So I've definitely been chasing the bluefish and the flounder primarily, and we've done all right with the bluefish, and that was the first time I've seen a flounder in over 10 years. So that was pretty exciting for me.
Nice.
And if as long as I can play the tide right and everything else right, then I'm probably just going to keep chasing them.
Hey, sounds like a good time to me.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
You see yourself going back out this weekend?
Honestly, probably. I don't think I have any other plans, so I
Nice.
think you just gave me something to do this weekend.
If you want, you could take a boat ride all the way up through the Chesapeake Canal to the Delaware River, and I'll meet you halfway.
Yeah, you want to pay for that gas bill?
Well, Ryan said he could do it on six-gallon tank. He won't make it back.
I can't make it there. I can make it to the Chesapeake Inn, and that's about as far as I'll probably make it.
I mean, technically I could, but oh my gosh, dude. I mean, you saw how much my boat was struggling with all that weight, and it eats up gas pretty good.
Yeah.
How big's your inboard tank on that thing?
It's only 20 gallons.
That's still a good chunk. I mean,
Yeah.
you can get. Can you get a full day out of that?
Yeah. Like, if it's just me and Amanda on the boat, we can go out all day and only burn about 10 gallons.
Oh, there you go.
But if we got everybody on the boat and we're running all day, we'll easily burn through that and probably have to fill up at least a half a tank.
Mm-hmm.
And you said you don't really use the boat docks, the fill up, right? You take cans over when you take it out.
Yeah, I mean, the only time I would use the boat docks is if it was an emergency and I didn't realize that we were low on fuel. It would be just enough to get back to the house, and that's it. But it's just too damn expensive.
Yeah.
Actually, funny story about that. Amanda's stepdad, he is a charter boat captain, and they were actually filling up their boat today, and they filled up 1,200 gallons of diesel, and I think the bill was like $5,000 or $6,000, and it didn't even fill up the boat all the way.
What?
Yup,
Hold on. How many gallons again?
1,200.
Oh.
That's disgusting.
But
Yep.
how long does that 1,200 last him?
He says if they're running out for a day and doing fishing for a day, they'll easily burn 600 gallons.
I don't want that boat. I don't want anything like that boat.
600 gallons of fuel.
$1,000 a day in fuel.
Yep. Oh, he said just an overhead, it cost him $4,000 to $5,000 just to go out.
How many people does he take out?
That all depends on the day, and I don't really think that factors into like the cost of everything. That's just basically to pay the mates to go out and the gas and everything. And you could have a couple guys go out, you could have a full boat. It really depends. It's like guiding, basically.
Yeah.
So he's pretty much got to charge $7,000 for a charter to, make it worth it.
I guess so. I actually have to ask him. It was the first time I had actually seen the boat up in person. They just brought it up from Florida or the Bahamas
All
about
the
a
way
week
up
ago.
to you?
What's that?
They brought the boat all the way up to you?
Yeah, well, they dock it here in the summertime, and then they go down to Florida in the wintertime.
I gotcha.
Yeah.
He's not saying they drove the boat all the way up here.
Oh.
But no, that's cool. That's nothing I would ever get into. The biggest boat I think I'd ever have, even if I had all the money in the world, was probably be a 22-foot boat.
You look like a sailboat guy.
No, I don't put that much effort into something that goes 2 miles an hour.
Yeah.
Ryan, what you got?
What do I got?
Yeah, what you got?
I don't know. I was curious about what you meant. Like, how could you tell the water was clear and that it was time to go fishing down there? Because I couldn't really see a difference. I don't know if that was from inebriation or what.
Okay, so I mean, I guess it just being out in that body of water specifically my entire life, I know what it looks like when it's dirty. I know what it looks like when it's clean. So I know I said something to Brian, but when we were trying to catch those minnows at that little beach that we were at, when we got there, the water was like kind of clear. And then when I went back to go get a net, the water started getting a little bit more murky. Fuck, I can't speak right. A little more dirtier, and that's the tide from the inlet pulling in all that clearer water and the cleaner water from the ocean. Is pulling it into the bay and pushing all the dirty water back up to the necks of the river.
I gotcha. I thought, I don't know, maybe if I was there a little bit longer, I'd notice the difference. You know, like go out a few times, but I had no, like I was actually looking, like I'm like, what does he mean? I'm like, it still looks the same as it did earlier.
You can kind of see it in the creek too. I've definitely noticed it. What really cleans up the water is an incoming tide.
Mm-hmm.
You're bringing fresh seawater into the back bays.
Mm-hmm.
So, like on your outgoing tide, if it's heavier settlement, it goes and settles. If it's lighter settlement, it gets pulled out into the ocean, and by the time that tide switches, you know, you have enough time.
Out,
It'll push it down, and then you're getting fresh water coming back in.
The solution to pollution is dilution.
Dilution, yep, exactly.
I'll next time I'm down at the inlet, I should have taken a video the other weekend, but you can see whether it's outgoing or ingoing, you can see that dirty water from the bay and the clean water from the ocean mixing together. It's very, very noticeable. It's basically like blue water mixing with poop brown water is what it looks like.
We should take the drone out over where that is. That might be a cool.
It is. It's
Cool
pretty
shot.
cool. And everybody, I've just always heard that you want to fish that incoming tide or even that outgoing tide right at the beginning because that stirs things up and you want to fish the cleaner water. That's what I've been told. Listen, I'm kind of new to this fishing game, so I'm trying to figure it out too, but I'm just going off of what I've been told.
Oh, no. With me, so I told you, I really want to get into this whole sheep's head fishing thing. And what everybody's told me is, so not everyone, and I really haven't talked to anybody about it, and I need to. There's a couple guys I really want to message about doing it. But everything I've learned from these YouTube videos is, A, clean water. You want, and that's basically for everything. You know, stripers are a little different. I think they'll hang out during, you know, you'll catch them in a little dirtier water as well. But for flounder, sheep's head, tog, and sea bass, you want clean water and either an incoming tide at all times or the first like hour of an outgoing tide.
Yeah.
That's what I've kind of picked up. I just need to find the spots now. Oh, and apparently 8 feet of water isn't deep enough for them. Found that out. So, which your depth also has a lot to do with your cleanness of water as well. You got to think in 8 feet of water, that settlement has a lot smaller of a range to go. If you pick up what I'm saying, and in 40 foot of water, that settlement probably only comes up. Why are you wincing?
Sediment.
Sediment?
Sediment.
Say Tupperware.
Tupperware.
You're saying it wrong.
You're saying settlement like a lawsuit.
Sediment.
Okay.
Sorry, I pronounce my T's as D's and my D's as T's.
I gotta make fun of you a little bit.
But yeah, I don't know. I really want to get in this whole saltwater game, but it seems like a lot.
It is.
So
and you know what? Sometimes you think, you know, what you did last weekend worked great, and you do that exact same thing the next weekend, and you won't catch anything. It's like, what the hell am I doing wrong?
Yeah.
It's like hunting. Like, you have good days and you have bad days.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I was actually, we were watching a bunch of like how it's made videos last night to pass the time because there was nothing to do because it was storming out, and there was actually one on it was like Penn saltwater fishing reels, and they were showing like one of their big tuna ones, ones that you like mount on the boat because they're like you know, bazookas.
Yeah,
they're huge.
It's got the aluminum handle.
Yeah. They're gigantic, and so we started looking up the prices after. The non-automated one was like $1,200. The one that had the motor on it was like $6,000.
Yep.
So yeah, saltwater is a rich man's game. It seems like it's not really.
Oh well, I'm gonna show you my list real quick.
Oh God.
I'm putting together a list
For saltwater stuff.
Yeah. And
All I want are those little tail things you had, Riley. What
the
were they?
otter tails?
Otter tails, yeah. I think all I need is them, and I'll go catch my own minnows and do it all again.
Yeah, they work pretty good.
They did.
So just alone. Oh, what the heck? Oh, there we go. I pressed on the wrong list. Just for the rod and reel, and I don't think this is even the reel I'm going to go with. Just for the rod and reel separately, I'm going to pay $270.
Phew.
Yeah. My plan is to get a St. Croix Mojo and a Shimano Sedona 3000.
You're gonna love it though.
Oh, I'm
Okay,
sure.
so playing devil's advocate,
Uh-huh.
what's the difference between that and like an off-name brand thing with the same specs?
Quality, obviously.
What if they're because you know a lot of them are made in like the same
Yeah,
Chinese
it's the same thing as
factory.
guns. I understand that. So I'm going to counter argue with this. So we went to the outdoor show, and every year you play around with the rods and reels, right?
Mm-hmm.
Tell me you don't feel a difference between between a Cast King reel and a Lose reel.
So it depends. Certain lures don't
Yes.
feel that great.
Yes. I'm talking about
Other
your
Lures
top end
do.
Lose, the one that you really want. That costs $280.
The mock orange
Yeah.
or whatever.
I think it's a Mach 3 or a Speed. Yes. Versus your Walmart rod and reel.
Yeah.
You feel a difference, right?
Yeah, I do.
Okay. That's what I'm saying. Like, and
Mock crush, sorry.
so, and I've really kind of dug into this as well. Your gear ratio means a lot depending on what you're targeting. So I'm not going to be able to take this rod and reel combo and go cast off the surf for 30 to 40 pound stripers.
Mm-hmm.
But it'll handle everything from a 2-pound sheep's head all the way up to a 15-pound striper, and I'll be fine.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if I were to up it to a 4,000 with a 4-to-1 gear ratio, then yeah, I could probably go try and catch 20, 25-pound stripers.
Mm-hmm.
But it's so much more different than being like, okay, let's go to Walmart and get some catfish poles.
Which is usually
Yeah.
what we do.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm the type of person that I want something to be reliable and I want it to last.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna buy something cheap 5 different times when I could have spent the same amount of money on something quality and reliable and have it for basically my whole life.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And that's exactly what I'm saying, Ryan, is I feel like we're buying fishing poles every year.
We are buying
Yeah.
fishing poles every year. Like last year, we were like, "Oh, we're gonna get 13 stuff. We're gonna get 13 stuff," and like the only 13 thing that lasted were the reels and not the rods themselves.
Yeah, I have to say on here, I jumped on the 13 bandwagon for a little while, and they were really, really good. I was super impressed with the pickle. I have the radioactive pickle, and I love that reel. And then I have the Source K reel. I think me and Ryan both have them.
Mm-hmm.
Love that reel. But the 2 new rods that I bought from them, I bought 2 Fate V3s, and the littlest amount of tension broke the rod tips.
Mm-hmm.
Jeez.
My ugly stick I could throw in the bed of the truck with cinder blocks, and I'd never break
Oh
it.
yeah, I abuse them.
Yeah.
Not that they're like the greatest poles ever, but if you need to beat somebody over the head with one, it probably won't
Yeah.
snap.
No. And it'll hurt like hell because that tip's flexible.
Yeah.
And that's another thing. That's why I didn't just go buy an ugly stick. You know, you don't want with especially with the sheep's head. Like I'm kind of catering everything to specifically go for sheep's head, but be able to handle everything else.
Mm-hmm.
With the rod tip, like that fish is going to tap tap tap. You want a little bit of pressure. You don't want it to like
Yeah.
a door spring.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? I think that's kind of the same like flounder, especially because you're dragging bottom.
Yeah.
You don't want all that recoil. You want your pole to stay tight, and it'll tap tap tap, but you don't want it to.
But I feel like you can tell the difference between the bottom and the.
No. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying you don't want your rod
You don't
tip
want a
to
lot
have
of recoil.
because your
Yeah.
bait's going to have recoil.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So what kind of setup do you run, Riley? I know you have a St. Croix rod.
Yeah, I've had that Shimano reel since 2018, and I had it on a surf rod, and we kind of just were messing around surf fishing, and like I told you, it was just an excuse to go drink beers.
Yep.
And we never really took it seriously, but I forget what model it is. I know it's a 5000. I want to say GX 5000. I'm not sure. But but that's what I'm running now. And I got a separate reel a couple weeks ago. I actually got it right here. Yeah, hold on a second. It is a Shimano Soar BB 2000, and it's a little thing, so it's perfect for like flounder and spot and croaker. I definitely wouldn't take it striper fishing or to fight a blue, but for that like back bay fishing, it's perfect for that.
So speaking of bluefish, now my dad has told me stories of him catching bluefish and it taking him between a half hour and 45 minutes to reel it in.
Mm-hmm.
Is there any truth to that using, medium light tackle? Because like I said, you've just recently, both you and Nate have caught bluefish this year, right?
Yeah.
How is the fight on them?
Oh, it's crazy, dude. It is. I caught like a 12-inch bluefish the very first time we went out fishing, and I was like, holy crap, like they put on a fight. And then Nate caught that 28.5-inch bluefish, and he was fighting that thing. And I know they get a lot bigger than that too, but they put on a hell of a fight. They're a fun fish to fight. People say they don't taste good. Nathaniel has some sort of recipe that he made it taste good, by God, and it would be perfect with tacos. I wouldn't eat it straight up, just salt and pepper, but if you do enough to it, it can taste pretty good.
You know what it would pair really well with?
What's that?
Papa Earl's Cajun seasoning.
Oh, I'll have to try some of that.
I think this is a great time. Now, you guys heard it in the ad, but we are proud to announce, and it actually happened while we were with Riley down in Maryland, that Marsh Boys and Papa Earl's are teaming together. They are the brand. They are the newest sponsor to the podcast and to the brand itself. I've been using it for 2 years now.
Yeah,
I love it.
You do put it on everything. We've been eating it for you put it on like eggs before we go hunting. And
Oh,
stuff.
it's so good on eggs. It is hard boiled or over. It's so good. But yeah, that's my little rant on Papa Earl's. Thank you guys for teaming up with us. We're excited to get your care package in the mail. But yeah, now I gotta send some down for you. Bring some down the next time we get together because it is great stuff.
Actually, Riley.
Yeah.
If you're not busy this Saturday, if you
I'm not.
If you want to come up, I'll take you out in the creek.
Well, you tell that to my fiance. And
she can record her podcast.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, there you go. That's a good selling point.
We can talk off air about it, but Brian's going away this Saturday, and I was just going to work on my truck if not.
Sunday.
Yeah, Saturday and Sunday. So
Well, I'll
if you're
let you know
interested,
for sure. If you got any good spots, we can go out.
I mean, I can get us on catfish and stuff and perch. I'm really going to go after perch though. That's going to be the thing.
Oh,
No.
did you? I'll have to send you guys this video. I actually just saw it this morning. There was this guy. He must have been on some bridge in the Chesapeake, and he shined a light down. It was at nighttime, and there must have been probably 200 blue cat just swimming right there
Oh yeah.
underneath the bridge.
Oh.
It was insane.
I've heard. I don't know if I heard it from you guys this weekend or who. Somebody was saying that the Chesapeake is infested with blue cats right now because they're spawning.
Yeah, it's real bad. I knew it was bad, and then I saw that video, and I was like, "Oh crap, that's not good."
Can you bow fish for them in Maryland? Are blue cats considered invasive in the Chesapeake? They are in New Jersey.
I saw a video. There's this guy on Instagram. I want to say his name's Jay Fleming Photography, and he's doing a whole bunch of fishing for him. I think you just have to there's some specific license, and then you can run a big trout line out and just catch the hell out of them. I don't think there's a limit or anything.
Okay, we'll have to look at that
Could
because
you
if that's the
imagine bow
case,
fishing in the creek?
no. But if we can find some spots in the Chesapeake that we could run our lights and bow fish for blue cats and fill the boat up with blue cats,
That would be insane.
that would be insane.
That would be really cool.
And Riley could come with us.
Mm-hmm.
I know it's affecting the crabbing industry too. A lot of guys are saying.
I am
doubt
sure.
it. I wonder why they're going so much more crazy this year, just because it's hot.
I don't know. I have I couldn't tell you.
I'd like to say they do it every year, and people are just kind of picking up on it. Because, I mean, if you look at it, where the blue cats go, and the reason they're a problem in New Jersey, which I don't really, we may have only ever caught one fishing in the creek.
Yeah, I rarely see blues. I see channels and I see Just regular catfish.
Nah, those are channels as well. They're just colored different.
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
They're a different kind.
Which ones? The ones with the big ass head?
No, there's channels. They're the lighter colored ones, and then there's the green ones that don't go out in the river.
Oh, you're talking about like lake catfish.
I don't know what the specific name is. I always called them regular.
Oh, okay. But like with blue cats, once they get almost like any other fish, well, not bluegill. Once like a blue cat gets to like 8 inches, I don't think there's really any predators for them.
Probably not. Not up there.
Yeah, I mean, not really in the Chesapeake. You're not going to see a striper, also formerly known as a rockfish.
Nope, striper.
Try to eat it.
Striped bass.
That is a debatable statement.
You're gonna burn half our audience by saying rockfish.
Rockfish.
Listen, we call them rockfish down here. I know everybody else calls them stripers, but we're a little wacky and we call them
Hey,
rockfish.
we call them stripers. Get this mook
I
out
don't
of
know.
here.
I think it's like an old time thing that just stuck with you guys, but didn't stick here because my grandfather, who was 90 years old, calls them rockfish. And
Yeah, that's the lower slower for you.
he's the only person I've ever heard call them that before you.
I can't tell you who I've always heard them called rockfish or rock bass or black bass, but I've heard it before.
Buggy?
Plenty of times I've heard rockfish, and it was from a specific targeted audience.
Go ahead.
Mm-mm-mm.
Why not?
But that's the only time I've ever heard them, and I can't, there's something
Yeah,
else.
that's funny because I don't even think I ever heard the name striped bass until I was about a teenager. I just thought they were called rockfish. I thought that was their official name.
What are they listed on in Maryland DNR, through Maryland DNR? Like when you go look at your limits and your side regulations, does it say rock bass?
Yeah,
or rock
it
bass?
says striped bass, but I want to say in parentheses it says rockfish next to it.
I think they do nicknames for things
Oh, I'm
in the fish because there's so many.
well, an orange
names.
ruffy. That's not an actual
That's
fish.
not something we do on air.
Or what's the new one that they're doing now? A butterfish. If you see butterfish, I forget what it. I can't move my phone or it'll unplug.
I want to see what it's called because we talked about this before. That they were trying. Maryland was trying to rename snakeheads
Were they?
for sale.
Did we talk about that on here?
I don't know, but I remember Maryland renamed snakehead
What do you got?
to encourage more people to eat snakehead fish and hopefully control the population. Maryland lawmakers thought the scientific name Chesapeake Chana sounded more appetizing, so that's the new official name.
Like official name in Maryland
Yes.
is the Chesapeake Chana.
Yep.
That's weird.
That's
Like I
dumb.
said, we're a little weird down here.
That's not you. You're Delaware, though. Kind of.
What? No, he lives in Maryland.
Technically.
Don't.
Technically.
A guy once told me, technically, I'll whoop your ass.
The Chesapeake Chana. I can't wait. Because we sometimes go to, like, nicer restaurants. I cannot wait to see that on the menu and just, like...
Can I, sir, get the Chesapeake Chana?
I'm gonna lay into the waiter even though it's not his fault.
He's not even going to know what it is.
Yeah, I know.
He's going to be like, dude, I don't know what
Chesapeake
you're
Chana, $45. Dude, I was shooting these with a bow and arrow last night.
talking about. I wonder if they're invasive, if you can, like, go out and sell them. If restaurants are legally selling them.
That's what they said. They wanted it to sound more appetizing to control the population,
That's
so
fair.
more people eat them. So yeah, I'm sure if somebody's like, I'm going to serve snakehead on the menu, I'm sure the government would be all right with that.
Yeah, that's a good point, I guess. So, do you know the laws for snakeheads down there? Like, what do you have to do with them?
I actually was just looking at it just now. Hold on, I'll pull it back up. So there's Maryland kind of breaks their stuff up
Yeah.
into a couple different categories. You got your non-tidal waters, and then the Chesapeake in of itself is a completely different set of regulations and size limits and all that.
I would figure so, yeah.
And then, like where I am, that's a different set of regulations. And then under that, it says invasive, and doesn't say. I don't see any size limit or creel limits, so I would just assume it's kind of like conservation order with snow geese to get them out of here.
I was going to say because I know at one point in time, Maryland, the regulation on it was you either caught them, killed them, and kept them in that order, or you released them in the exact spot you caught them.
Yeah, and nobody quote me on this. This was just I was talking to a kid at trade school, and he was saying that in Delaware you used to have to report if you caught a snakehead, and that they changed it this year to where it's kind of like just get them out of here.
Look at that.
Right, that is Photoshopped. That is so Photoshopped.
You think so?
You can see the spinnerbait hanging from his mouth.
Huh.
What are they?
That would have been awesome. This snakehead's like 6 foot long.
It's not. It's a lot closer to the camera than those guys are. They're just really good at taking pictures. Anyway, I know New Jersey is a catch and kill state. I know Maryland was a catch and kill state. I don't really know that. And I also know that if you do catch one and plan on eating it, legally, you have to, if you plan on keeping it, you catch it, you cut the gills on it, and then you throw it in your cooler. Because I believe if it's alive, like while you're transporting it, that's like a felony.
Holy shit.
Yeah. That's a pretty big ticket to get caught with a live snakehead.
Yeah. You know who'd be really good to ask about snakeheads? Mike Brown.
Oh, that's a very good point.
Because I know he's big into them, so if anyone knows anything, it's probably going to be him.
I forgot about that. We haven't talked to Mike in a while, and I think we need to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There was something else I was going to bring up. Now I can't remember it.
Oh, no, I could see the wheels turning for a second there.
The wheels are always turning, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's why we're getting good at this. So, all in all, let's just recap. How was your birthday weekend? Did you have fun?
Oh, it was great. And I told you guys, but for everyone listening, last year I spent my birthday in the hospital, so I can't get any worse than that.
Yeah.
It can only go up from there.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, exactly.
What?
Nothing. I thought you were going to keep going, and then I was going to go off on something.
Go off on something.
So, another thing is I wanted to know, how many crabs did you have left over?
Honestly, not that much.
Really?
No.
We put a dent in them.
Yeah. So we had 2.5 bushels. You guys killed them. You guys killed most of them, and everybody else was picking through them, and we gave some to our neighbors. And I want to say we have maybe 2 dozen left over.
That's insane. I thought there'd be even more than that left over.
Everybody killed them pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
No, me and Ryan look like a. It looked like a. Oh, I can't think of what I was going to say.
Yeah, I had Mount Everest in front of me.
We look like little kids making Nikes.
Yeah. Ooh, I don't know.
Can I say that?
Yeah, we were going in on them. It was a lot of fun. It's really nice down there. I didn't quite realize how close you were to Ocean City, Maryland, too, and that must be a lot of fun.
So, the way Saturday went is like picture perfect Delmarva day. I mean, you're fishing, you're out in the water, you end the day with some beer and some crabs. I mean, in my opinion, in the summertime, it doesn't get any better than that.
Mm-hmm.
No. I wish that breeze would have kicked up a little sooner, but...
Yeah, it picked up when I was trying to lay that newspaper down.
Yeah, I don't know about sooner. Do you really want to come in on Whitecaps?
We did.
Nah,
we did.
Not as bad as it was when we were sitting in the backyard.
Why? It wasn't even that bad coming in. We would have been fine.
Yeah. And Riley's boat, yes. It's just anything. If I see white on the waves, I just instantly pucker because of the kind of boat I have.
No, I get that. And, like, that was nothing compared to the stuff I'd been out before. And I knew we were fine. The only thing that was worrying me a little bit is we had a lot of weight on the boat, and we couldn't really get on plane. But, you know, besides getting a little wet, we were just fine.
Yeah.
No, we talked about that on the way, and like I love taking a boat through rough water. It's just something about it that's
You're the
fun.
only one I've ever heard say that.
I'll say it too.
Yeah.
I want a sheet of glass and I want to go wide open.
Oh yeah, that's fun too. But like jumping the wake and
Yeah.
just kind of roughing it, dude. That's fun as hell too.
Yeah.
Also, I ordered a UPF performance hoodie, so Pedro will not be sunburnt anymore.
Yeah, dude, you got burnt up.
It's bad. I woke up I woke up yesterday morning, and my shoulders felt like they were glued to my shirt
Mm-hmm.
by
Ugh.
lava. Like it was like. Today they didn't hurt so much. Me and Aaron applied aloe multiple times through the day yesterday and did not leave our room.
Yeah.
But
You know what sucks about sunburn the most? You can't take a hot shower.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care. I don't like hot showers.
I like mine like boiling.
Yeah,
Yeah, so
you're
do
crazy.
I.
You people.
Dude, I love it. I love it boiling.
I like it boiling, and then you dry off, and you step into the air conditioning, and it feels that much
Oh, yeah.
colder. Yeah, that's
Oh,
the
yeah.
move.
It works the same with cold water. You're even colder if you take a nice.
I just don't like it.
No, I take like my shower Saturday night when we got home was probably 70 degrees,
Yeah.
and I was in heaven. I do not. Me, Brian, and the heat do not mix. There's nothing about me and the heat that get along at all, except for the fact that it makes fish spawn. It's the only
Yeah.
thing I like about the heat.
I don't like the heat. I'll take that back. I like doing summer activities in the heat. I don't like working in the heat.
Facts.
Riley said he likes doing hot guy shit, but not blue collar guy shit.
Yeah.
Hey, whoa. I just like the temperature to be right. That's all I'm saying.
Mhm.
That's what me and Bucky call taking the boat out's hot guy shit.
That's why I'm glad I'm off the steam pits job right now, because it would be so bad coming out of a 140-degree hole into a 90-degree outside day in the sun. I don't think there's anything worse than that. That's
Yeah,
really
that's-
bad.
Worser,
Worser.
just
Much
like horizontal.
not gooder.
No, Riley, I formatted the SD card a few times, so we lost all like the 25 takes we took. But so in the intro, it's for top down. It says horizontal and vertical. Well, Ryan said, and quote, "I keep trying to say horizontal and vertical, but my dyslexic ass makes me say horizontal. We try to put the two
I
together."
kept saying hard. Like, I'd see horizontal, and you know how you move on, you read faster than you talk. I started reading
Yeah.
vertical, and I just kept saying horizontal,
Oh, dude, I've been there. My mouth moves faster than my brain.
and then I got
Yep.
unhinged and started making
A scene.
I guess you could say that. Yeah.
Oh, but no, that's definitely not the last time we'll be down there this summer.
Mm-mm. And you're coming
Yeah,
up whether you
and-
like it or
and
not, even if we
When you
have to
guys
drag
come
you.
back down, we'll I'll make sure the tide's right, and we'll go. Because if we would have stayed out for another hour or two fishing, I guarantee we would have at least one keeper because they were just doing it good.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-oh.
They really were. It was about 15 minutes between fish, 15, 20 minutes, it felt like.
I think oh, no.
What happened?
We did it.
We did it?
Live on the podcast. March Boys just hit 1,300 followers on Instagram.
Nice.
Hey,
That's
let's
what
go.
I'm talking about. Now, I'm very excited to come back down, and I am very excited. We still got to plan a day for you to come back up. We got to get that set in stone.
Even if we have to drag you.
Yeah. Kicking and screaming,
Mhm.
apparently.
Kicking and screaming.
Oh yeah, I gotta finish up filming you guys.
Yep. Yep, we'll find a day for that, and we'll get some fishing in that same day, too.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome.
But, is there anything else you want to get covered today?
Just some things to look forward to this coming season.
Let's hear it.
Well, we got the kind of a not new project, but an idea I had back in March, the Dying Breed series.
Mm-hmm.
I know you guys have mentioned on the podcast, and it's just kind of following people that are doing a trade, a tradition, a skill, or whatever that that is dying in America, and whether that be trapping, hunting, farming, crabbing, the list goes on. I want to capture that and share that story with the general public that may not even think twice about something like that.
Yeah, it's an exciting project, and we're excited to be a part of it.
Absolutely. Like it really is an honor to be the first, couple episodes you're going to do. Like that's really, really cool.
I really gotta see if I can somehow sweet talk my uncles to do it, because they've been commercial crabbers their entire lives.
Yeah. for sure.
but they're also very hard to get to do anything public. What else are you looking forward to?
How's everything going? So you've already brought up. I don't feel bad about bringing it up now. How are you making out with the whole guide service? Looking into that, getting your captain's license, possibly getting a boat, stuff like that.
Yeah, I've done all my research. I got my set plan. The only thing is, man, it ain't cheap to get into that stuff. It is not at all.
No.
I mean, just to take the captain's license course and all that shebang is about like $1,500 to $2,000 just to take the course and buy
Really?
it. Yeah, it's expensive because you're also paying for the drug test, paying to get your TWIC card, all that paperwork, paying the Coast Guard, all this stuff that goes along, not just with the actual classes, but all that extra stuff too on top of it.
Yeah, that's trust. Well,
I
hey,
didn't know you had to get a TWIC to do that.
Neither
I'm
did
already
I.
halfway there.
Do you have a TWIC
So
already?
and there's a lot more that goes with it too. And apparently, if like you miss one thing when you send all your paperwork off to the Coast Guard, you gotta reapply, and it's like another $200 just to do it.
Yeah, that's rough.
Uncle Sam needs her cut, homie.
Yep.
Hey, and you know the government, it's not going to be like, oh, we'll fix the paperwork. It's going to be, guess what, you're doing it all over again, and
Yeah.
don't make another mistake.
It's your fault.
Yep.
Oh, man.
And I got a couple ideas with the boat. What it's looking like is I'm going to take the boat that I have now at the end of this summer and probably trade it in and get something. I looked at a couple different options. The only thing is, how many people I could fit on a boat.
Yeah.
Some of these aluminum boats, like the G3 series, it'll be an almost 20-foot boat, but you can only fit 4 people. And I need to fit at least a minimum of 5 people because my group range is probably going to be anywhere from 4 or maybe even 3 to 6 people, no more than 6. That's what I'm comfortable with.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. I got to do a little bit more research on that, see if I can order something. Like I was looking at TDB boats. They're probably going to be my best option.
Well, I mean, what about a skiff? Like a 20-foot skiff?
Yeah, I've looked at that too. There's so many factors that go into it too. Like if we hit any muddy areas, like kind of screwed on that if it's low tide or
That's fair.
hunting open water. And where I hunt Brant, it gets pretty rough out there, and I wouldn't be comfortable in like an 18-foot John boat out in that open water. I want something with decent size seawalls on the side just in case.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But you also want something that handles good in those rough waters, that's balanced good. So probably like a flat bottom. And I never really thought about a skiff until now. That'd probably work pretty good.
No, because I say that because our buddy Jimmy has a 20-foot skiff.
Yeah,
22-foot
but
skiff.
flat bottoms aren't as good in rough water as deep V.
Well, yeah, I mean, but they balance a lot better
Yeah.
on the water when you're sitting still.
That's
like,
true.
A V will cut through the water really good, and it's a better ride. But I can tell you from experience, Nathaniel's boat is a lot more stable than my boat in rough water when you're just sitting still.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why them UFO boats do so well, like layout boats.
Mm-hmm.
I can sit in Buggy's little frisbee, and when I say frisbee, I mean frisbee. And like he came in and was like, "Hurry, we got to get in." And I'm like, "Why?" And he goes, "You don't see how rough this water is?" And I was like, "Yeah, but I'm not scared at all."
Mm-hmm.
And I think that maybe just covers more surface area and it balances out a little bit better than a V.
That's exactly what it is.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, just some things. Look, I mean, either way, regardless, I'm gonna have my captain's license this year, and even if that means like I'm just guiding from land and I don't have a boat yet, and it's just something to get my feet wet again in the guiding game, then absolutely that's what I'm gonna do. Or if everything works out good, I'll have a boat and we'll be full on with it.
Yeah. No, I think you're going to do great at this.
Mm-hmm.
And like I said, I keep telling you every time we talk about it, if we are not your first clients, I'm going to be very upset.
Oh, I know someone we can talk about.
Oh, boy.
They passed Sunday hunting in Delaware.
Ah, that's right.
Very
That's
exciting.
right. They did do that since the last time we talked on the air.
Yep, governor signed the bill, and that's all good to go. And I think in the next week or two, they're having a meeting of how this is going to change what days you can hunt the wildlife areas,
Mhm.
because most of them are Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday. So they're going to have to figure out how this whole Sunday thing is going to change everything.
Skip Wednesday.
Nah, see, if they're doing it that way, they'll probably like alternate weekends, where one will be Friday, Saturday, one might be Thursday or Friday, Sunday, one might be Thursday, Saturday.
I'm gonna have to get my license for the year then.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
We'll be with the boat I have now, the motor I have now, and with Riley, like I think we'll be down in Delaware quite a bit, and with Sunday hunting.
Hopefully New Jersey follows.
They won't. No shot. I wish they would.
I know Maryland's not going to follow anytime soon because I think they brought it up either this year or last year, and it got shut down pretty quick.
Yeah. New Jersey, their last survey they put out, the beginning of the year survey last year, this year, the end of the year survey this year, I believe, on waterfowl, they brought it up, something about Sunday hunting, and it was a very, very popular yes. Now, I think because of the pressure in Delaware and New York, New Jersey probably will be pretty close to suit. PA has been talking about it. There's certain Sundays, I believe, you can hunt now with rifle for deer in PA.
Yes, I've talked to my coworkers about that.
There's like 4 or 5, I think.
They asked me, they're like, you're going out this Sunday, right? I'm like, I'm not in PA. He's like, oh, you don't have Sunday hunting at all. I said, no.
No, we do. We could bow hunt on Sunday for deer.
But they're going out. They all hunt with rifles. Yeah. All of them hunt with rifles.
Yeah. No, it's
they don't do shotgun. And it's very rare to see a bow hunter, at least with the people I work with.
Yeah, I was going to say, you still have your bow hunting culture in PA, but it's mainly rifle.
Mm-hmm.
Like your deer camps and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But no, I hope New Jersey's pretty close to follow suit. That would be, like, amazing. It would literally double our hunting season.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm interested to see how it's going to affect the dates.
That's was going to be my next point.
Yeah, this could, because I know they account for all the Sundays that you miss in the season. So is it like they're going to change the splits up? Are they just going to take away a week at the end of January? Are they? I hope they shorten the October season because it doesn't need to be 2 weeks in October. But I don't know. I guess we'll see here in a little bit, but I don't think they're going to drop anything till probably mid-July to end July or even beginning of August. So it's kind of a waiting game. I've been looking like at least once a week, just looking up if they've dropped the proposed season and dates and limits, but nothing yet.
That's a big thing. I don't think you'll see a limit drop because I don't think New York did. Now,
yeah, I don't think that'll affect anything. The Sunday hunting, I don't think it'll affect the limit, but it's 1,000% going to affect the dates. So I'm really interested. That's my biggest key is see what that's going to affect.
But realistically, so if you look at it, you really only lose. So I believe Delaware has a 60-day waterfowl season, right?
Mm-hmm.
You only lose 1 week. You're only gaining an extra 6 days. So they only take away 6 days and they're not going to take it away from the middle of the season. You're not going to see a second split. So you're either going to lose. So you guys, you said you have 2 weeks for the first split, right?
Yeah.
I would assume you're either going to see 3 to 4 days lost in the first split, 3 to 4 days lost in the second split, or a week lost in the first split, and then that's it. You just start a week later than you normally would.
And you know what? That would be fine by me because the season usually starts third Saturday in October.
There's no birds.
Just make it a week long. Make it a week long, and then we can go all the way to the end of January, and that's most ideal because after that first, honestly, 3 to 4 days in October, everything's blown out. It's not cold enough. Nothing's really migrated down.
You're shooting resident birds.
Yeah.
Yep.
We need a later season anyway if they would just push the whole thing back.
Well, I think the cutoff technically in the lower 48 is January 31st for ducks.
Mm-hmm.
It's an antiquated law, though.
No.
Everything's coming later.
I know, but I'm saying that's not something the states can work around.
That's federal.
That is a federal umbrella. Now, where we see our resident goose season, where we see our late goose season, the 5 bird season we have for like 2 weeks, that comes from the state saying, hey, these birds are getting a little out of hand and doing something about what's called the resident population. So that's where we get away with that. But yeah, the federal managed actual migratory birds, that's different. You got to, that's because we could really go to a 90-day season. I think the federal limit is still at 90 days, but we'll never see that again. I don't think we'll see that in our lifetime anyway. But
Yeah.
no, I hope New Jersey follows suit. It'd be great. If not, we'll be paying the Delaware tax pretty good.
Oh yeah.
We're gonna be doing that anyway.
Especially this year. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Especially with I know we talked about it. What you got? You pointed at yourself.
That was just dyslexia, I think.
I was going to say, especially in the months of February and March.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, we just need some cold weather, man. I mean,
I'm getting a
it's still hot.
backpack.
It got a lot hotter earlier this summer, and I think too that we're gonna have a really bad hurricane season.
Well, there's already been 2 tropical storms down in the Gulf.
What did they call that? El Nino?
So yeah, we had. I think last year was an El Nino, and then this year is going to be a La Nina, which is just the opposite of an El Nino, which could be good because it's.
I thought it was opposite. I thought El Nino came in like a few year waves, and the last El Nino was when we got Sandy.
What is an El Nino?
It's like the wind system.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's like a large movement of just hot weather, basically. And
warm air is more north.
Yeah, what I learned is it's every 4 years, and then after an El Nino, the following year is the La Nina, which is the opposite.
But if anything,
I
this
could be
year
wrong.
feels worse than last year, at least heat wise, the way it went, because it flipped like a switch. It went from cold, and then it went 90.
Well, another thing is we got our heat wave a lot earlier in the year last year. Last year we got our heat wave Memorial Day weekend. I believe. I think that's when we saw 95, 97 degrees, and then it went back to 75 or like 80, 85 degrees.
Our Memorial Day this year was kind of warm, I feel like.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like, the week we just had happened a month prior last year. But last August was deadly. It was.
Yeah.
Well, I can't even say that. The year before, it was even worse. But, I mean, I don't know. I just think we need some rain to help out this year.
Yeah, we need rain really bad. I
Yeah.
mean, I don't know about up where you guys are, but it's pretty bad down here. Like I
Yeah,
said.
everything's dry.
This is, other than 2 or 3 years ago, this is the earliest I've seen farmers start to irrigate.
Yeah. Yeah, my buddy Cody that you guys met at the produce stand.
Yeah.
Back in March, remember we getting all that rain when we went snow goose hunting? It was just raining all the time.
Yep.
Well, he was complaining then. He's like, I needed to stop raining. And then the other week I saw him at the farmer's market. He's like, damn it, I need some rain.
Uh-huh. Every farmer right now needs rain. I think that's a lasting thing. We could get 80 inches of rainfall in 2 months, and farmers will still complain that we still need rain.
Yeah.
I know, I've done it before. We last year when we got that storm through July, we were cutting hay, and we got done that was our second cut I think we got in July. And I was talking to my uncle, and I'm like, man, it's rained a lot in the last month. And I said, yeah, but, not enough. He goes, what are you talking about? We yielded like 20 bales over what we should have that second cut. And I said, yeah, not enough. But
It's never enough.
it's never enough. And I think that's...
Do you think not having it, I mean, I would assume so, but do you think this not having that much rain is affecting the ducks
Absolutely.
and the breeding?
All right,
Breeding's already happened. I've already seen the little ones.
I don't know about breeding. I mean, obviously, when you get down... So I don't think the Atlantic or the Pacific population, that hurts. Because we're going to have, like, our major river systems, the Ohio River, you get up the Delaware River, you get up into Canada, all those major rivers that come in. You're never going to see them dry up. I think it's when you get to, like, Saskatchewan, Alberta, Ontario, when these birds are in the pothole regions. I think that's when you get concerned about not having enough water.
Yeah.
Now, I think this year, this spring, they had a really good hatch.
I think it's been wet up there because I don't know if you
Yeah.
guys remember from last year, but like a month ago this time last year was when we got fumigated by Canada.
Oh,
Oh, yeah.
yeah, that's right.
Right, I forgot about that.
Yeah. And I was looking, I can't remember when it was, but I was looking at my memories on Snapchat, and it had to be because I remember I would check the air pollution maps on the weather thing, and you could see the areas that it was coming from, and it was all those. It was in that pothole region where it's like
Oh, that
Yeah.
was a big thing.
it was barely settled. Like there's not a lot of roads up there. There's like really tiny towns if that. It's all mostly logging and mining if anything up
Mhm.
there, and they were totally dried out, and that's why we got fumigated. So the fact that that didn't happen this year means they at least got enough rain. I feel like.
That's-
Well, don't jinx it yet. We got to see what the summer does because it was caused by the heat. All them
But
fires
if you're
and stuff.
watching the weather right now, everything's moving north of us. We're like the cutoff line.
Yeah,
of-
that's fair. I don't think New York got much of this heat wave.
No, but they got all the rain yesterday
Yeah.
too. Most of the big cells went through like New York and all those upper states.
But to continue on your conversation, Riley, I think what the rain does affect is how far south these birds are going. If like I'm watching a lot of guys on TikTok from Louisiana saying like we are getting massive amounts of rain. If it continues like this, like these birds are not gonna stop in Mississippi, in Arkansas, and Texas. They're gonna keep coming south. I think for geese, it's a different story. Geese don't need the same kind of water that ducks do because ducks feed in water. Well, on the East Coast, ducks are feeding mainly in water. Geese feed in fields. Ducks need a lot of water. Not a lot of water. Need water to roost. So do geese. But I've watched 300 geese pack into a 50-foot by 50-foot farm pond. So I think that's where the concern with rain lies, is how far these birds are migrating south.
Yeah, and it's funny because it's kind of not really too much of either one of those for Brant, but for us, and I know it kind of is affecting a lot of the East Coast, is the eelgrass disappearing.
Yes, that's a big thing I saw that New Jersey did a research on for Brant.
I mean, I know it's getting pretty. I've seen it myself over the last 5-6 years of it just kind of disappearing again and again, and I know it comes back and it goes and it comes back and it goes, but with them building all these houses on the marsh and just boat traffic too, something as simple as that, they're gonna have to figure something out.
Do you think that's why you're seeing more and more Brant being photoed or viewed feeding in residential golf courses and stuff like that?
Oh yeah, I mean, one way or another, they're gonna find food, but they it's like with geese and ducks. You have a soy field and a corn field, they're gonna go to the corn almost 99% of the time.
Yep.
And with Brant, if they can eat the eelgrass, that's what they want, but they're gonna find the food no matter what.
Do you think there will come a day in our lifetime where we will be setting up full-body Brant decoys in a field?
It's possible. It's definitely possible.
That would be fun.
That would be insane. Keep dreaming.
That
Whatever
would be-
you're smoking, I want some.
Fair
I know
enough.
around here, in past years, they'll go in the middle of the median where the grass is on the highway and start eating in there. And actually, Jeff Coates, with one of his buddies, George Williams, I believe, he was saying he was watching them feed in the medians and they were just getting smacked by cars, which is like awful for me to think, but it's like, again, they're going to go where they need food, and unfortunately that's where it was.
I bet you there's bands on some of them that got hit by cars.
Oh, one of my buddies, where we brand hunt, he was coming back to the boat ramp and he saw a Brant just chilling on one of the finger piers, double banded.
Of course he did. Probably double tarsal band.
That was one that we missed last year because the boat
Yeah.
broke down.
Yep.
Yeah, we need some cold weather and good habitat management, and as long as we can do that, hopefully things get a little bit better. Because the migration for Brant and kind of just everything really this year was not that great.
No. And the Brant falls on us a lot more than it does ducks and geese.
Mhm.
Because what is it? The southern tip for Brant. Ryan did a research thing on this, isn't it?
It's like
Is the Chesapeake?
technically yes.
Yeah.
That's as far south as they go.
Sometimes they trickle down to Virginia, but
Rare.
Didn't-
Rare.
I mean, Jeff completely stopped brant hunting because one of the blinds he had was right on that Maryland Virginia line on the Chesapeake, and he just doesn't do it anymore because they don't really make it that far down.
Mhm.
Yeah, and I've heard him comment as well as if they do see a Brant while they're duck hunting, a lot of times he won't let anybody kill him.
Mm-hmm.
Which, I mean, that's very responsible. I've also heard a lot of guys out in Texas, they're talking about the spec population. A lot of guides are talking that if the spec limit goes up to 5, they're still going to hold their clients at three birds a person.
Well, that's good. I mean, that's very ethical, and we kind of got to start doing that with some of these things. If we want our populations to keep going up, we can't get greedy with it.
I think that's why we're going to see Brant stay at 1 for the next couple of years. I really do.
And I'm perfectly
Yeah.
okay with that.
You and me both. I think in exchange, they should separate the bufflehead limit from your duck limit, just like mergansers.
Yup.
I can get down with that.
Let me slice some buffies and have it not count against me.
I really think the population of buffleheads is good enough to do that. Or count them as mergansers. Say, hey, New Jersey, you can shoot 6 ducks of these species, and you can separately shoot 6 mergansers and 6 buffleheads combined.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you what. When you're out in the salt, if you can't count on anything else doing it, you can count on at least one bufflehead
Oh yeah,
hen.
you are guaranteed a buffy.
That tank of a bufflehead hen that's going to eat up 3 of your $80 shells.
Dive to the bottom and you'll never see her again.
Yep.
Oh,
Oh, but man, they're so fun to shoot, though.
They
I
are.
love.
I love them. That's my second favorite bird to shoot, other than a black duck.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Bluebill got pretty far up on my list this year.
Yeah, but they also dive and you never see
Yeah,
them
that
again.
was upsetting.
Still,
Three out
still
of
never shot one. Still never shot one.
the 4 damn bluebill I shot this year
Hmm.
dove. I was so mad. And funny enough, the one up in New York that I shot is the one I recovered.
They wouldn't if you used boss shells.
But Riley, once again, we really appreciate you coming on the podcast. It's awesome every time. Thank you for inviting us down this week. Well, really, shout out to your woman, Amanda, for inviting us down this weekend.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she put it together.
It was supposed to be a surprise, but somebody's Ford had to go break down on them.
Oh no, it's just getting minor upgrades. That's all.
Yeah. Get a new speaker system, man. Come on.
Yeah.
So we can bang some Shabuzi on the way out.
Oh, brother.
All right, Riley, thank you for coming on.
Yep.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me, guys.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Have a good one.
All right, you too. Bye.